Struggling with GATE computer science? Find out the secrets to crack it from the toppers.
Ravi sir was the one who crafted my success. His strategy of teaching concepts from scratch made my understanding so strong that I could conquer any question.
Ravi sir motivated me every day to keep going and keep learning. It is because of him that I overcame all obstacles in this journey.
I remember him saying, CS stands for common sense, and that one line completely changed my approach towards the subject.
Being a working professional, I didn't have to spend additional time figuring out what to study. Just watching Ravi sir's videos fully equipped me to crack the exam. The secret
To my success
In GATE is
Ravindrababu Ravula.
Many success stories, many more waiting to happen. Learn live from Ravindrababu Ravula, only on Unacademy. Struggling with GATE computer science? Find out the secrets to crack it from the toppers.
Ravi sir was the one who crafted my success. His strategy of teaching concepts from scratch made my understanding so strong that I could conquer any question.
Ravi sir motivated me every day to keep going and keep learning. It is because of him that I overcame all obstacles in this journey.
I remember him saying, CS stands for common sense, and that one line completely changed my approach towards the subject.
Being a working professional, I didn't have to spend additional time figuring out what to study. Just watching Ravi sir's videos fully equipped me to crack the exam. The secret
To my success
In GATE is
Ravindrababu Ravula.
Many success stories, many more waiting to happen. Learn live from Ravindrababu Ravula, only on Unacademy.
Okay, hi everyone. So we had our third practice contest. Okay, so this session is for the discussion of the solutions of the problems which were in third practice contest. Also, we left the last problem of second practice contest. We didn't discuss that, so we'll do that also in this video. Okay, so before that, so you all might know that today a new batch which is Everest 2.0 is going to launch. So if you are a beginner in programming, then this batch is for you. So it will have three separate tracks: C++, Python and Java. Okay, so you can see the description of this batch, the link to the batch in the description of this video. Also we'll put the link there. So the three tracks will have three separate links. Okay, so each problem will be solved in all the three languages. So what will happen here is, from basics to advanced programming, all the concepts will be covered on Unacademy Plus, and each problem will be solved in all the three languages. So you can pick the language of your choice. So you might now know how C++ works. So we have seen the C++ basics and everything. So you can start your programming career with this batch basically. Okay, so this batch is for beginners. You can join the course for 1 year, and in 1 year you will be a very good programmer. Okay, I bet on it. So if you basically take 2 or 3 batches in a year and see all the videos in that, and the main thing is you do the practice along with the videos, then you'll be at least a 5-star coder on CodeChef. Okay, and that's enough to get placed in very good product based companies basically. Okay, so yeah, this batch is for you, and you can pick the language of your choice. So each problem will be solved in all the three languages, but 3 different videos will be there. Okay, so you have to pick the track which you want to join. Okay, actually you can watch the videos of any of the tracks, but all the 3 will be live at the same time. So live lecture you can watch of any one video, one language, but if you want to watch say Java video again, then you can watch the recorded lecture. So what happens is, if you take one subscription on Unacademy Plus for competitive programming, you can join any batch. In 1 year you will get access to all the content for competitive programming. Okay, so we'll discuss about the syllabus further after we discuss the solutions to practice contest 3. So for now, yeah, this is the new batch which is going to launch today. Okay, so you have not missed anything. And also what happens in competitive programming is, they have the subscription for 1 month also. So if you just want to try that how the platform looks like, how the lecturers are, who is gonna teach, you just want to try, then take 1 month subscription. Just see, if you find it good, then you can extend it for 12 months. Okay, so there is no harm in that. So in GATE and other courses we don't have this 1 month plan, but for competitive programming we have smaller plans as well. Okay, so you can take the 1 month plan and look further. Cool. Okay, good afternoon everyone. So yeah, we'll keep the session interactive. If you have written the third contest, then you can write in the chat box what problems you faced coming to platform or any other problem you faced. Meanwhile, I'll be discussing the correct solutions here only. I'll be discussing some major mistakes which most of the people made also. But if you have some specific concerns regarding okay, Lakshmi, I'll look into that. There must be. So actually what happens is, the special classes by any educator on Unacademy are for free. So what happens is, you can go on Unacademy, go to competitive programming track and see all the educators there. You click on any educator's profile and you can see their special classes. Okay, they are for free. So then you can know that who are the educators and how do they teach. And very soon we are gonna make Zoom calls with the educators as well, with all the educators of competitive programming. Okay, so that you know each and every educator that who is teaching, and yeah, what are their profiles, where have they been working, and what is their ICPC score and so on. Okay, so we'll conduct Zoom sessions as well. So yeah, Prince, I'll let you know at the end of this session. We'll discuss all the 1 month, 2 month, 6 month and 12 month subscription. Okay, let's begin with the, okay, for now I can show you the, yeah. So for 12 months, if you take at once, and if you the price will be more if you don't use my code actually. Okay, so if you use this code, then you'll get a 10% discount. Okay, so these prices are after the 10% discount basically. Okay, so for 12 months it will be 29,700, but if you just want to try, okay, so there is no harm in taking the course for 1 month. Actually the batch is also going to start today only. Okay, so in 1 month plenty of syllabus is going to covered. So if you want to see the Everest batch, just take the course today for 1 month. It will be only 5,400 rupees. Okay, so yeah, you can do that also. So right now my profile has no free classes. Okay, but very soon I'm gonna start special classes on Unacademy as well. Okay, so one thing I told you that we will be discussing the puzzles. Okay, puzzles and aptitude problems for interview preparation. So all the companies ask puzzles and aptitude questions in interviews. Okay, so the aptitude and puzzle questions I am planning to do on special classes on Unacademy. Okay, those will be free. You just need to subscribe to me on Unacademy. You can watch those classes. Okay, so we'll do those questions on Unacademy, those videos, so that you can see that how Unacademy platforms look like. Okay, so the Unacademy platform is really very interactive. Okay, we can conduct polls over there. It will be just like your offline class only. Okay, so yeah, Lakshmi, you will have the option, okay, on Unacademy platform. So very soon we will conduct a special class on Unacademy as well, so that so special classes will be free, so you can just see that how Unacademy platform looks like. And right now I don't have any live classes. Okay, so yeah, I am working on that, Akshay. Actually I forget every day, and I'll do it today only. Okay, today only I'll create a Telegram channel and I'll share the link with you. DSA Swaroop DSA will soon start. So in C++ all of the concepts are done. So tomorrow we'll have 2 videos. I am giving you schedule for tomorrow right now. Tomorrow from 8 AM we will start the sessions for OOPS. So tomorrow Monday, 1st March, at 8 AM we will do remaining concepts. In OOPS. Okay, so a few advanced topics are left in OOPS. Okay, so we'll cover all of them together in the 8 AM session. Then from 9 AM we will have a 3-hour long marathon. Okay, so we'll do 50 practice problems on OOPS. So everything is covered till 9 AM in OOPS. So from 9 AM we'll do a long marathon, just like we did for C++ basics. Okay, so you might have watched that lecture. So similar lecture we'll have for OOPS tomorrow only. Okay, so then OOPS will be finished. Tomorrow OOPS will be finished. Then from Tuesday we will start standard template library. standard template library in C++. This will get finished in 1 week or 10 days maximum. Okay, so after 10 days you can expect DSA lectures on YouTube. Rishabh, actually what happens is we have to see the schedule of other educators as well, okay, on the channel. That's why I don't have regular classes, and actually I am studying in IIT Bombay also right now. So I have to see. So I'll create a Telegram group and I'll let you know 24 hours beforehand, okay, from now. So that's why I am not very regular on YouTube right now. So very recently I had my mid-sem exam as well. Okay, let's begin with the discussion now. Swaroop, you have a question, faced problems in scoring subtask. I got logic on almost all questions, but subtasks are not completed. Okay, we will see that, what happens, so actually what happens is you think that your logic is correct, but your logic is correct for a smaller part of the question only. The question was intended to make like that only. So when I create two subtasks for a question, 50 points and 50 points, I know that what you might think about this question. Okay, the problem setter knows that that order n square complexity for this question should get 30 points, and the most optimal solution, which can be order n or n log n, should get 100 points. Okay, so the problem setter knows actually that what you might think while solving this problem. So that's why you get 50 points only. Okay, that was the intention while making the question. So you have to think most optimally. So that's why you're getting 50 points. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm telling you why you were getting only partial points. Okay, Swaroop will discuss that. Okay, so let's start. So firstly, congratulations to everyone who got all the 3 questions right. So 3 people. So this was the first time when 3 people did all the questions. Okay, so Richik, Kaushik and Sagar. Okay, so others as well, everyone who participated, congratulations. Okay, so even if you participate, you have fought one step. Okay, not many people participate. Okay, you can see the live lectures, we have like 8,000 10,000 views for the lectures, but only 100 people participate. Okay, so you are brave enough to participate if you have done it. Okay, so okay, Tirthankar, I'll do that. So what happens is I usually don't do this because of discussion session. So after discussion session, I'll make all the solutions public from now. So from today evening, you can see that for all the 3 contests, I'll make the solutions public. Okay, so you can see any solution then. Okay, let's start. So this was the first problem. So I have not told you what this modulo is. So this sucks basically. Okay, so what happens is when you are new to programming and you see this number very often in programming, so what happens, why this number is so in many problems you will see this number only, 10 to the power 9 plus 7. You have to print the output modulo this number. Okay, so why this number specifically is chosen and what is modulo, I'll tell you that. Okay, let's start with that. So we know that an integer variable can hold values up to 10 to the power 9 approximately, 2 times 10 to the power 9 actually, but approximately 10 to the power 9. So we have seen this. Okay, and an integer can hold values up to 10 to the power 9 plus 7 as well. So 10 to the power 9 plus 7 is very close to 10 to the power 9. So actually you can fit this number in an integer variable, right? So what happens is when a problem might have very big answers like 10 to the power 38 or 10 to the power 40, 10 to the power 100, 10 to the power 200. Okay, these type of outputs, they cannot let you print that. Okay, you cannot print this particular output. I have given 2 questions in this contest where I have to print this much output, but those questions were different. Generally what happens is you have to output the variables which can fit in an integer. Okay, that's what programming questions want. Okay, and since you cannot output this big integers, because you cannot hold this big integers in some variable in memory, so what happens is they'll tell you that you should output modulo m, whatever answer they expect for a question. This answer can be anything. This answer can be a very big value as well, 10 to the power 1000 as well. Okay, but this cannot be held into memory. Okay, so what they will tell you in the problem is you should output this answer modulo m, some value, some value m. Okay, so generally what happens is this value m is chosen to be prime. Why this m is chosen to be prime, we'll see. So that inverse modulo can be calculated easily. What happens? What is inverse modulo? You don't need to know now. We will discuss this in detail in algorithms. So what happens is calculating inverse modulo is simpler when m is prime. Okay, for now just learn this thing. Okay, that's why generally this m is chosen to be prime. And 10 to the power 9 plus 7 is the first number greater than 10 to the power 9 which is prime. So you can check that this number is prime. Okay, and this is the first number which is around 10 to the power 9 which can fit in an integer. So what happens is whenever they expect you to output this, so we know that a modulo b is always less than b. A modulo b is always less than b because it is the remainder when a is divided by b. Okay, it lies between 0 and is less than b. Okay, this value lies between 0 and it is strictly less than b. Okay. So when someone expects you to write answer modulo m, where m is this value, your answer will be less than 10 to the power 9 plus 7. So it will fit in an integer variable basically. So yeah, there will be conflicts. For many answers, one answer will be there, but your algorithm will be checked now. So yeah, I agree that for 10 to the power 38, the answer will be same. And for 10 to the power 38 plus m, the answer will be same. Okay, what happens is 10 to the power 38 modulo m, let's say it is x, then 10 to the power 38 plus m modulo m will also be x. Okay, you can keep adding m and the modulo value will be same. Okay, so for many values the modulo value will be same, but what happens is your algorithm will be checked. So you have to get the correct answer to get the correct value of answer modulo m. So that is what they want to check. Okay, and they don't want you to hold this particular big number in some variable. So that's why they ask you to print an output modulo this big number, so that your answer always fits in memory in an integer variable. And yeah, their task to check your algorithm is accomplished basically. So we will see in detail that why this specific number is chosen. Okay, so why this number has to be prime. We will see what inverse modulo is. I know that you might not understand whatever I am telling right now if you have started coding just now, but this concept will tell you that why this number is chosen to be prime. Okay, so yeah, so now this question is very easy. So I'll tell you 2 or 3 things. So a plus b modulo m is a modulo m plus b modulo m. Okay, you can test this thing. A plus b modulo m will be a modulo m plus b modulo m modulo m. So let's try this. Okay, let's say a is 6 and b is 7 and m is 3. Okay, so a plus b will be 13 modulo 3, which is 1. Fine. And a modulo m is 0. A modulo m is 0. B modulo m is 1. 0 plus 1 modulo 3 is 1. Okay, so this will always be the case. Okay, so what happens is this variable can be inside an integer. This variable can be inside an integer, but their sum can exceed. Okay, but their sum can overflow basically the integer variable. Okay, they can exceed the capacity of integer variable. So what happens is you perform this operation, and this operation will lie inside the range of integer only. So I hope you understood. Why? Because this will be inside the range of integer, this will be inside the range of integer. So so when you are doing this will be less than 10 to the power 9 plus 7. This will be less than 10 to the power 9 plus 7. And the sum of these two, which is 2 times 10 to the power 9, can also reside inside an integer. Okay, so the sum of these two will also be inside the range of integer, and modulo m will again come to less than 10 to the power 9 plus 7. Okay, so this expression will always fit inside the integer variable basically. Okay, so that's why whenever you want to do this, you instead do this. Okay, I hope you understood this. Yeah, modulo is an operator, so it is remainder operator only. Okay, for our task it can be thought of as remainder operator. Modulo is an operator, but for integers it works like as remainder only, right? For negative numbers it won't act as remainder. This will also see. So what happens in C++ when you have -3 modulo 5? Okay, this we have not seen. We will discuss the modulo again in some lecture, but right now I have given you this problem to test that you can think of this on your own or not. Okay, so yeah, maybe I am wrong, but yeah, most of you got this right. So you already knew that, yeah, this is the concept. So what happens in this problem? What happened? You had an array A with n integers, okay, and let the sum of all the elements of the array be capital K, then you have to output K modulo 10 to the power 9 plus 7. So what will happen? All the n integers of A will fit in 10 to the power 9. Okay, I'll see the limits once. Yeah, so the limits were like that. All the integers AI will be less than or equal to 10 to the power 9. Okay, so but when we have n integers with each having the value less than or equal to 10 to the power 9, and what is the value of n? N was less than or equal to 1000. So if you don't use that property which I told you, what will happen? If you just keep summing them inside a for loop, what will happen? The sum can get, in worst case, if all the integers are 10 to the power 9, then the sum can get 1000 times 10 to the power 9. Okay, which is 10 to the power 12. So this will overflow in an integer. And if you do sum first and then do the modulo, then it won't work, because this already has overflown. Okay, this value already has overflown. What happens if you have taken an integer answer and equal to 0, and inside a for loop if you are doing this answer plus equal to a of I, what happens is this answer already has overflown. After 2 or 3 values, this answer will overflow. It won't have correct answer, right? So the integer variable cannot hold the values this big. So what you should do, actually you should write like this. So whenever you are writing like this, you want to write this expression answer equal to answer plus AI, right? Okay, you just write answer equal to answer plus AI modulo m. At each operation you do the modulo as well. You don't need to write modulo m here. Why? Because these values are already less than m. You can write like this as well. Answer modulo m plus AI modulo m modulo m. You can write like this as well. Okay, but these values are already less than m. Answer will always be less than m. Why? Because at each step we are doing this modulo m step. So this modulo m will force answer to be less than 10 to the power 9 plus 7. Okay, and AI is already given to be less than 10 to the power 9. Okay, so you don't need modulo m here, but you should do modulo m at each step, in each iteration, so that the answer remains less than 10 to the power 9 plus 7 or fits in an integer. Okay, Swaroop, I think you got it now. You have to do this modulo m in each iteration. This was the only mistake. This was the only thing you were supposed to add. Okay, so I hope you got this now. So this is a very important concept. Whenever you are given that you have to output something modulo something, then whenever you are adding two variables and you have to output that modulo a prime number, then you just do the modulo prime at each step. Okay. So this was about addition. I'll discuss about subtraction and multiplication and division as well. Okay, subtraction is also easy with modulo, just like addition. Multiplication is also easy, just like addition, but division is hard. You cannot do a by b modulo m. You cannot write like this. Is not equal to a modulo m by b modulo m modulo m. This we will see in whenever we cover modulo m. Okay. We'll do this concept in detail in algorithms class, that how you can handle modulo m. So there we'll have a concept of inverse modulus, inverse modulo. There we will see how to calculate this number. Okay, this number is actually a into b inverse modulo m. So you can calculate the inverse modulo of a number. So you have to calculate the inverse modulo of b and multiply it by a. So this is how this happens. We will see that how to calculate this, okay, when we cover modulo. But addition and multiplication we will cover in this lecture only. Addition is very simple, okay, and multiplication is also very simple. I will tell you how multiplication works. So again, a into b modulo m, so is equal to a modulo m into b modulo m modulo m. Fine. So this is also easy, just like addition. We can again test this. Let's say a is 6, b is 7, m is 3. What is a into b? 42 modulo 7, 42 modulo 3. Okay, which is 0. Fine. And what is a modulo m? It is 0 into b modulo m, which is 1 modulo 3, which is 0. Okay, so multiplication also works like addition only. Okay, so this question can be asked with an array of integers and you have to write the product modulo m as well. Okay, then the same concept will work. You have to multiply and do the modulo at each iteration. So second question was this only. Yes, Ankit, you have to initialize m. You can take a variable m. You have to initialize m. Okay, compiler doesn't know that capital M is equal to this value. Okay, you have to initialize that. You can write int m equals 10 to the power 9 plus 7. Okay, so you don't write it like this. You can write 1e9 plus 7. This is fine. Okay, 1e9 plus 7 is 10 to the power 9 plus 7 only for the compiler. Fine. So you have to initialize m. Short circuit. Okay, so we'll have next contest very soon. So I conduct the contest as and when I get the contest from CodeChef. Okay, so every 3 or 4 days we will have contest from now, so that your practice doesn't stop. And this time we announced it a bit late. Actually, you only had 4 or 5 hours. So 4 or 5 hours before only we announced the contest. So that was our mistake. But from now on, I am creating a Telegram group today. I'll post the details of contest on the Telegram group 24 hours before the contest. Okay. So yeah. Okay, this is about multiplication. Okay, let's see the second problem where we had to do multiplication. So Glenn, I नहीं छोड़ा है मैंने Google. Okay, I'll be joining Google as software developer very soon. No, yeah, Kshitij, yeah, actually you had, if you declared the if you declare the integer answer as long, then also your answer will be correct in this question. Okay, why? Because 10 to the power 12 is the limit for the answer, and a long integer can hold this particular number. Okay, a long integer can hold 10 to the power 12. It can hold up to 10 to the power 18, we have seen. Okay, so you can skip modulo m at each iteration. You can save the answer in some long integer, and then at printing time, when you are outputting the answer, then you have to write answer modulo m. Okay, otherwise this entire value which is up to 10 to the power 12 will be printed. You don't want that. This is fine if you initialize answer as long. Okay, but this won't help in multiplication, we will see. In addition question, you can initialize the answer as long only, and this step will work, but in multiplication this won't work. Yeah, so let's do how to check the constraint. Somebody has asked this. So you just have to keep 2 or 3 things in mind. I'll let you know what those are. So here we have the constraints. Here we have the constraints. How to check the constraints? Okay, so what will happen generally is, I'll tell you 2 or 3 general tips. Okay, this is very important concept. Okay, so in CodeChef, generally what happens is, you will be given t test cases, or in any programming contest you will be given 10 t test cases. You have to solve a particular problem for t test cases. Okay, generally it happens, you can see in many problems. So what is the funda here? So what happens is, when you don't have t test cases, I'll tell you what is in the mind of a problem setter when he is giving t test cases. Okay, so let's say for some problem the answer can be only true or false. Let's say for a problem the answer can only be true or false. Okay, and if you don't give test cases, what will happen? Let's say 5 test cases have been prepared. 5 test cases have been prepared, and you have just write cout true. Okay, you have just written cout true. What will happen? There is a good chance that 3 of the 5 test cases will pass. Okay, if you just see the probability, out of 5 test cases, 2 or 3 test cases will have the answer true only. Okay, so you will pass 2 or 3 test cases. This happens in problem coding test of companies as well. Okay, when they don't have test cases and the answer can lie between a short range 1 to 10, you know that the answer can lie between 1 to 10 only, then you can just keep submitting 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and you'll pass most of the test cases like that. So to avoid that, we have t test cases. What happens now? So in one particular test file, we have written t test cases one after the other. So you will have capital T true false in order. You have to write capital T true false, and when all of them are correct, then this test file gets passed. When all of them are correct. So now you cannot do this, right? You have to guess capital T true falses. So we have 2 to the power t combinations now. Okay, so you cannot pass the test cases now. So that's why in one test file we give t test cases. Okay, so first thing is that why do we have t test cases? And what happens is, in one particular test file we will have t test cases. You have to solve all the t test cases and you have to output their results. Okay, you cannot guess the output now, you have to solve the problem. And now what happens? For one particular test file, the time limit is given. Whenever the time limit is given, let's say 1 second, you have to pass all the test cases in one test file in that time limit. Okay, so generally for C or C++, the time limit is 1 second or 2 seconds for a problem. So each test file, the output of each test file should be given to by the compiler in less than 1 second. That's what this time limit means. And in 1 second, C++ can do approximately 10 to the power 7 operations. Okay, if you are lucky, then 10 to the power 8 also can be done. You can do 10 to the power 7 or 10 to the power 8 operations. You try to do less than 10 to the power 7 operations. Okay, then you'll get correct answer. Okay, so if for one test file you are doing less than 10 to the power 7 operations, the operations can be anything: inputting integers, outputting integers, adding, subtracting, multiplication, the very basic operations. Okay, you can do approximately 10 to the power 7 operations. So in this problem, let's say in this problem what happens, we have n is less than or equal to 1000. Okay, so you have to input 1000 integers, okay, and you have to add them. Okay, so inputting 10 to the power 3 integers is 10 to the power 3 operations, is 1000 operations. Okay, and when you are adding 1000 integers one after the other, that is again 1000 operations only. So time limit is not a problem in this question, and you have to output one integer, the sum after that, plus one operation for outputting one integer. Okay, so at max, if you are doing modulo as well, you cannot exceed 5 or 6000 operations in this problem. You don't have test cases. Okay, so yeah, you can manage this problem. Okay, if you're adding, you can add in constant time, you can add 2 integers in constant time, you can add n integers in order n time, add one after the other. Okay, so that is where big O comes in. Okay, so we'll discuss big O again. So I'm mixing some concepts here, but I hope you understand this. If you have given gate, I hope you understand this notation. You can add n integers in order n time. Okay, so if n is 1000, big O of n is 1000 operations. Okay, so this problem can be solved in at max 6000 operations, and you have the limit for 10 to the power 7 operations. Okay, so this problem has no problem of time limit. But what will happen is, let's say I'm giving you a problem in which we have t test cases. In each test case, there is an integer n, an array n, array a of size n, and n can lie in 10 to the power 5, let's say. Okay, n can lie in 10 to the power 5, and number of test cases can lie in 10 to the power 2. Okay, so we can have 100 test cases. We can have 100 test cases, and for each test case, the size of array is 10 to the power 5. Okay, so now you want to do some operations on this array. In each test case, you want to do some operations on this array, which is of size n. So will order n square algorithm work? Just write in the chat box, will order n square algorithm work? What is order n square algorithm? That for each test case, if an algorithm performs n square operations, for each test case, if an algorithm performs n square operations, then that algorithm is order n square algorithm. Okay, so will order n square algorithm work? Code fly up, we will discuss that long integer will not work in multiplication. Okay, that's why you might have got 100 points in the addition question, but you might have not gone 100 points in multiplication question. Okay, there you have to do the modulo at each step. We will discuss this. Yeah, so it won't be possible. Okay, why? Because an order n square algorithm in each test case will perform 10 to the power 10 operations. N is 10 to the power 5, n square is 10 to the power 10, right? So n square is 10 to the power 10. Okay, many people make mistake here. So you just write, if you don't see this, what is n square? 10 to the power 5 into 10 to the power 5, which is 10 to the power 10. Okay, so in each test case, your algorithm will perform 10 to the power 10 operations, and you have 100 test cases. So you will be performing approximately 100 into 10 to the power 10 operations, which is 10 to the power 12. Okay, so your algorithm will be performing 10 to the power 12 operations, but you are supposed to restrict your algorithm to perform less than 10 to the power 7 operations. So you'll get it time limit exceeded. Okay, your code will run for 1 second, and then the IDE will stop. Because why? Because the IDE can run your code for 1 second only for one test file. In 1 second, it can perform 10 to the power 7 operations, and your code is performing 10 to the power 12 operations. So how much time your code requires? 10 to the power 5 seconds. Okay, so no online IDE has this much amount of time for your code for one test file. Okay, that's why it will execute for 1 second, it will stop executing and will give TLE verdict. Okay, I hope you got it. But you can have an order n algorithm. Why? Because if you have an order n algorithm, you will be performing 100 into 10 to the power 5 operations approximately, which is 10 to the power 7 operations. That will work. Okay. Okay, I hope you got this thing, that how do you check the constraints. You can see the constraint and see that how much time you should take. Okay, right now I have not given any problem which requires to see you this thing, because this we will again cover in algorithms in very detail, that what time complexities are allowed, which algorithms, so actually you can see the constraint and guess that which algorithm should work. Okay, so if you are seeing that some problem, by seeing the constraint you got that some problem has to be solved in log n time, then your mind should work in the direction of binary search. So that is how you can see the guess the logic by seeing the constraints as well. That is not a good approach, but yeah, you can do this. Okay, this is an additional advantage of having constraints. So we will discuss all of this again in algorithms. After seeing the algorithms, we will see the time complexity of every algorithm. We will see some practice problems on CodeChef only. We will see the constraints there, and I'll tell you how seeing the constraints you can guess that which algorithm will work. Swapnil, we have 50 practice problems tomorrow. Yeah, okay. So before 50 practice problems, at 8 AM we have remaining concepts in C++. Okay, at 8 AM we have remaining concepts in C++, OOPS, and at 9 AM we will start 50 practice problems in OOPS. Okay, so yeah, this is about constraints. Somebody asked this, so that's why I have told you this. Okay, so this is about array sum with modulo problem. So here you can do the modulo at every step, or you can take the answer out in variable as long, both will work. But let's see the next problem. So actually many people have got this problem right. So let's see some of the results, what people have done. Okay, we have to input, so yeah, you can see that you have to initialize this variable mod, okay, which is 10 to the power 9 plus 7. Okay, so this person has added a beautiful line: if sum is greater than mod, then sum mod equal to mod. Okay, so this is like doing the same thing. He is first adding v to the sum, and if sum is greater than mod, then he is writing that sum equal to sum modulo mod. Okay, so what this line means: if sum is greater than mod, then sum equal to sum modulo mod. Okay, so if you can skip this also. Okay, checking this if is of no use. You can just write this thing, because if sum is less than mod, then anyway sum will remain sum by doing this operation as well. Okay, but this is nice to have this. It shows that he has the understanding of every concept. Okay, so just look at some of the codes. I'll open all the codes. Okay, by today evening I'll open all the codes. You can look at what people write. Okay, that is a good practice. So at least for the questions you were not able to solve, just see that how mindset of other people work, other programmers work. Okay. Okay, so yeah, here is that thing. If you don't do the modulo at each step, then too you will get 100 points. Here is another code. So he has just added AI to sum in each step of the iteration, basically. Okay, and then outputted sum modulo this value. Okay, and here you have to take sum as long integer or long integer. if you want to do this. Okay, so you'll get 100 points in the sum question, but in product question you will not get. We will see why. Okay, it is 1e9 plus 7. Okay, it is 1e9 plus 7. So when you write 1e3, that is automatically 10 to the power 3. So what happens is, if you write 10e9, then it will be 10 times 10 to the power 9, which is 10 to the power 10. So be careful. When you write 2e3, it will be 2 times 10 to the power 3. E automatically means 10 to the power. Okay, E means 10 to the power. So when you write 10e9, then it will be wrong. Okay, so yeah, our first problem is done. So let's see the array product with modulo. So this is the next programming problem in the contest. So here the same problem was there. You have an array A with n integers, but you have to output the product of all elements this time, modulo k. So here what will happen, each integer again will lie between 0 and 10 to the power 9. Okay, here again the constraints were this only, n was less than or equal to 10 to the power 3, ai was less than or equal to 10 to the power 9. But here the multiplication of all the integers won't fit in long also. Why? Because okay, so just tell me that what can be the worst case value of the final answer. If you don't do modulo, what is the worst case value of the final answer? If all the integers are 10 to the power 9, and n is equal to 10 to the power 3, then what will be the value of the product? Just write in the chat box. So this is like having 10 to the power 9 times 10 to the power 9 times 10 to the power 9, and we have 10 to the power 3 integers like this. So what is the value of this product? Somebody has to write. Guys, take your time. Don't think that we have 1000 integers. Take 10 integers. If you have 10 integers, then what will be the product? You will see that you are all wrong actually. Yeah, we got the first correct answer. Jaideep, very good. Okay, Manoj also wrote the same thing. Okay, okay. Cool. So some of you have written 10 to the power 24. I don't know how you can get 10 to the power 24. Okay, let's leave 10 to the power 24, okay? But some of you wrote 10 to the power 9 to the power 1000. Okay, this is also right, okay, in a sense that you are multiplying 10 to the power 9000 times, okay, but you don't have to write it like this, okay. So yeah, this is also right in some sense, okay, but you can solve it also, okay. So when you are adding multiplying to 10 to the power 9s, you will get 10 times 2 so the powers add. When you multiply integers, the powers add. So 9 will be added 1000 times, so it will be 9 times 1000, so it will be 10 to the power 9000. So just see the magnitude of this number, how large it can be. How large is 10 to the power 9000? 1 followed by 9000 zeros. Okay, some of you are still writing 10 to the power 27. It is not 10 to the power 27. It will be 10 to the power 27 if you just had 3 integers. If you just have 3 integers which are 10 to the power 9, then their product will be 10 to the power 27. You have 1000 integers which are all 10 to the power 9. Okay, so their product will be 10 to the power 9000. Okay, so just see that how big this number can be. So no variable in the universe can fit this number, okay. Okay, even in Python we have big integers, but this big we don't have. Okay, you can handle these big integers using strings. We will see in the next problem. So yeah, so now you cannot fit this integer in long as well. Okay, long will also not work in this problem. You cannot multiply all the integers inside a long variable. You'll have to take a memory which can fit this big integer inside it. Okay, you don't have any variable. So what you have to do, simple, when you're writing the for loop, so you just don't multiply it like this, that answer equals answer into AI. You just don't do this only, okay. You have to write modulo m at each operation. Okay, you have to write modulo m at each operation. And there is one more mistake that could happen in this problem, and that mistake is, if your answer and AI both are of type integer, so if you have initialized the array a as like this, if a is an integer array of size n and your answer is an integer with initial value 1, so this is also important, you have to initialize answer with 1 here, not 0, okay. You are multiplying things, okay. If both of them are integers, what will happen? So I have told you in typecasting video, if we are doing some operation, then the memory allocated to that operation will be maximum of the variables, okay, the memory the variables hold. So if both of them are integers, this product will have a memory equal to an integer only, okay. So if this is 10 to the power 9 and this is 10 to the power 9, then this product wants to be 10 to the power 18. You cannot skip that. So and this product alone cannot fit inside an integer variable, right? So you have to typecast one of them too long, or you have to typecast this operation too long, or you can take the integer answer variable as long. Do any one of these, so that for this operation only, for one product, you have sufficient memory, okay, to do this operation. So two or three concepts were there. First mistake you can do is initialize answer with 0, but this is easy to check because you will get 0 always. The other mistake you can do is you skip this modulo m here. We have seen this. You'll get wrong answer no matter what type of answer variable answer you have taken. Okay, you'll get wrong answer. Third mistake is you have kept both answer and this array as integer. Then this operation cannot be fulfilled. Okay, even if you add modulo m here, you can add modulo m both at this and this place, but still this operation cannot fit inside an integer. Okay, so you have to take either take the array a as long, or take the answer as long, or you just typecast this particular operation as long for this operation, then this product can take place. Okay. Okay, so let's see some program now who have done this correct. So this is the program of one who was the first in the rank list. So I opened it randomly. So yeah, here we have so here he has taken this product, the answer as long. Okay, this is important. So this is the first mistake which you can make. Second mistake which you can make is you don't do this modulo mod in each iteration. Okay, and the third mistake is this product has to be initialized with 1. Okay, so this is a correct code basically. No Manoj, no, okay, it is not 10 to the power 27 for long int. Long and long have the same memory. Okay, in some compilers int and long int have the same memory, and in some long and long have the same memory. For online IDs, long and long have the same memory. You just remember that. Okay, it is 8 bytes long. Okay, so it can hold 10 to the power 18 only. Rishabh, we will do PNC lecture when we are doing algorithms only. Okay, I don't have the buffer for doing the PNC lecture right now, or we can do PNC in a special class. Okay, in a special class I can cover anything, so I will do PNC lecture as well as puzzles. In puzzles anyway we will cover PNC, so I am starting special classes very soon. There we will do aptitude problems and puzzles which are important for placement point of view. Okay, in HR round you can be asked aptitude problems or some puzzles. Okay, there we will cover PNC also. Cool. Okay, let's see the third problem. So I am skipping the MCQ problems for now. This problem is this session is dedicated for programming problems only. Okay, so I have skipped one problem from practice test 2 also, so we have to be quick now. So let's see the next problem, chef and difference. So here we will know the constraint thing. Okay, so just listen very carefully. Here I will tell you what constraints can do. Okay, why you were getting 50 points or you were getting 100 points, we will again see that in this question. So code fly up, again it won't help you much. If you use unsigned long instead of long, your range will just be doubled, nothing else. Yeah, you can store positive integers now, but your range will be doubled. If you were able to store till 4 times 10 to the power 18 before, you will now be able to store 8 times 10 to the power 18. You wanted to store 10 to the power 9000. Okay, no data type can help. So HM classic, so that depends. You can write both. If you just want to increment an integer in one operation, it doesn't matter if you are doing pre-increment or post-increment. If an operation is just I++, you can do both. Okay, so some people like ++i, some people write I++, it's your choice there. But in one long expression, if we have increment and decrement, then you have to see that it is post or pre, then it will matter. So also if you are doing ++i, then the value of I will be used first and then it will be incremented. So you have to see that how this particular increment or decrement has written in the code and how it is used. Okay, okay, code. So yeah, so your range will just be doubled. Okay, so if so an int can hold up to 2 times 10 to the power 9 approximately. So if you are using unsigned int, you can hold up to 4 times 10 to the power 9, not more than that. Okay, okay, let's look at the next problem. So it was again an easy problem only. You are given an array of n integers. Chef seeks to find the minimum absolute difference for this array, which is minimum value of the absolute difference for all pair of integers in the array. So if an array is like this, 1 3 7 0 -2 2. Okay, so you have to take all pair of integers So there can be many pairs, okay, not just contiguous, for any pair of integers. So if an array is of size n, how many pair of integers can we have? How many different pair of integers can we have? Just write quickly. If an array is of size n, how many different pair of integers can we have? Very easy question guys. PNC का first concept है, like what is combination in PNC? Yeah, Birendra, right, okay. So we will have NC2 pairs. So NC2 is defined to be, so NC2 is also called N choose 2. That's why it is, we call it like N choose 2. We have to choose 2 integers among n integers. So we have NC2 ways, okay. In PNC lecture we will cover this, okay, very beautifully, okay. You'll understand PNC in detail, that what is NC2, what is NP2, along with real life examples, okay. I'll link them with real life examples so that you can clearly see that what these things mean, okay. So yeah, you'll have NC2 different pairs and n minus 1 by 2, okay. So for all the pairs, so 1 comma 3 is a pair, 1 comma 7 is a pair, 1 comma 0 is a pair. So all of these pairs, you take all the pairs, you just subtract the 2 integers and take the absolute value, okay. So for 1 and 3 the absolute difference will be 2, for 3 and 7 it will be 4, for 3 and 0 it will be 3, and so on, okay. For all the pairs you have to do that. So here we can see that for 1 and 0 the absolute difference is 1, and you cannot do better than that. For 3 and 2 also the absolute difference is 1, okay. So you have to output 1. So actually what happens is, you can write 2 for loops. You can write 2 for loops. Yeah, you can write 2 for loops and check all the pair of integers. How you can do that? For int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, and for int j equals to I plus 1, j less than n, j plus plus. So what will happen inside this loop? The value of I and j will be all the pair of integers. So when I is 0, j will take the values from 1, 2, 3 up to n minus 1. So 0, 1, 0, 2 and so on, 0 up to 0 to n minus 1. And then when I is 1, 1, 2, 1, 3 and so on. So these you can write these 2 for loops, one inside the other. So this was easy. You should see this, okay. You should see this, that how you can access all the pair of integers inside an array, okay. If you don't know this, then you are too beginner, then it's fine. You can see some programs and then you can, so no one can teach you how to do this thing, okay. You just have to see a few programs, 4 or 5 programs, then you will know. So you can access all the pair of integers inside this loop. Then the I and the values of I and j will take all the pair of integers. So you can just you can just have like ai minus aj absolute value. So this absolute function is written in math library. If you don't want to use that, just write this ai minus aj in some variable, and if this variable is negative, multiply it by minus 1, okay. You can write the absolute function on your own, okay. That is not a problem. So what happens is, you have to find the minimum of all these values. So for now, let's say we have this absolute function, okay. So you have the minimum function as well. So you just have to do this. So let's say answer is initially a very big value, okay, very big value, and you are writing answer equal to minimum of answer and this value. So at each iteration for each pair, this particular value will be calculated, the absolute value of ai minus aj, and the minimum of the answer and this value will be placed inside the answer. So at each iteration you are updating the answer if it is greater than this value. This is what you want to do. if you want to take the minimum value of n integers, then what do? You take a variable which is very big, and then you take the so if you want to find the minimum value among these 5 integers, you just take a very big number, okay, something which cannot be present in this array, and compare. So this is your answer. You can initialize it with the first value as well, okay, or some very big integer, both are fine. You just take the minimum of these two and put that inside the integer, which is 7. Then you take the minimum of these two, which is 3. Then you take the minimum of these two, which is 2. Minimum of these two, which is 2 only. You don't update the answer. Then you take the minimum of these two, which is 2 only, okay. So this is very simple concept. I hope you know, all of you know. If someone doesn't know, then I am telling you this, okay. So you just have to write this line, and you just have to output the answer. So you'll not get 100 points if you do this. Yeah, we can use I is less than n minus 1. So actually I avoid these things. You should not. If you can write like this, then it's also fine. Yeah, somebody wrote this. So actually there is no harm in writing n as well, but yeah, it is good. It is better to do this. You are saving one comparison operation, okay. So but what happens is, somebody now write that for so this operation is taking order n square time. You can see this, okay. Why? Because you are doing n choose 2 operations. You are doing n choose 2 operations, and n choose 2 is order n square. Why? Because it is n minus 1 by 2. So you are doing approximately n square operations, okay, a little less than that, but it will be counted as n square only. So you are doing order n square operations. So now let's see what were the constraints. So these were the constraints. N is less than or equal to 10 to the power 5. So how many operations will your code do in worst case? 10 to the power 10. Because you are doing 10 to the power n square operations. So your code in worst case will be doing 10 to the power 5 square operations, okay, which is 10 to the power 10. And you are not allowed to do 10 to the power 10 operations. You can do 10 to the power 7 or at max 10 to the power 8. So that's why in the first subtask, you can see that the value of n was restricted to 1000 only. So this is what the problem setter does. He knows that you can know the order n square algorithm for this problem, which is very simple. So if you write that, you will get 50 points. So half of the test files were written in such a way that the value of n was less than or equal to 10,000 only. Okay. So yeah, if you write that algorithm, then you will pass those test files and you will get 50 points. And for the other 50 points, you have to write an algorithm which can work for n less than or equal to 10 to the power 5. Okay, so you will get 50 points only if you write 2 for loops in this question. So there has to be some other way. So if order n square is not fitting, if order n square doesn't work, then probably n log n or order n works. There might be some order n algorithm, or there might be some order n log n algorithm. So Abhishek, I am not sure. I have not tried this. I don't think that Python will allow using NumPy. Okay, so the number of libraries that you can use in any programming language for online IDs is restricted. So I hope that NumPy can be used, but you have to check once. Okay, I have never tried using NumPy in Python 3 while submitting a competitive programming question. You never require that, okay. So Lakshmi, I don't know what is the organization number, okay. So I'll share the link that how you can subscribe. I'll tell you that. So you don't need to subscribe to any one educator on Unacademy. I'll tell you this thing. So you just need to subscribe for Unacademy's competitive programming track. That's it. Okay, you just need to subscribe for that, and you have to use this code if you want that discount, basically. Okay. So that this is different, and if you just subscribe to this track, if you purchase this track, then you can join any of the batches. You can join any batch of any educator. All the educators are teaching on Unacademy. Okay, so you need not purchase the subscription for one educator or one particular member. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, here you have to think of some order n or n log n algorithm. Okay. So Manoj has written something which is right and he has deleted it. Okay. So and then Abhishek also. Okay. So what you can do is when you have an array, okay, and you want to find the minimum absolute difference in of all the pairs. Okay, so whenever you have these type of problems for all the pairs in an array, for all the triplets in an array, for all, okay, where order doesn't matter, so just look for these words: for all the pairs, okay, for all the triplets, for all the sets of size k in this array. Okay, for whenever you have for all, then the order doesn't matter. Okay, you can pick the pairs in any order. So generally in these type of questions, sorting can help. Generally in these type of question where order doesn't matter, because when you sort an array, the order of original list gets lost. Okay, if you sort this array, the order is lost. Okay, you don't have the order now. So you don't need the order. Okay, because you can pick the pairs in any order. You just have to find the minimum absolute difference. So I'm telling you how to do the thinking, how to do the logical thinking in these type of questions. Okay, when order doesn't matter, then generally sorting will help. Okay, sorting or reordering will help in some way, and reordering generally in beginner problems is sorting. Okay, so I hope you got my point. Okay, so there might be problem like this where you have to find the minimum absolute difference among contiguous pairs. If they have written that you have to find the minimum absolute difference among contiguous pairs. Contiguous pair means you have to take the pair in the order. You can take 3 2 and then 2 7 and 7 minus 2 and minus 2 0. These are the only pairs. If they are restricting you that you can take the contiguous pairs only, then you cannot sort. If you sort this array now, the order will be lost, and now your answer will be incorrect. But in the problems where the order doesn't matter, then generally sorting helps. Okay. And it is a well-known fact that sorting can be done in n log n time. Okay, you cannot do it in better than n log n. Any comparison based sort cannot be better than n log n. We will see why. Okay, if you have written GATE exam, then you know the proof. But so you can do sorting in n log n basically. Okay, so you can write the merge sort algorithm, or in C++ in STL we will see that you can just write sort. Okay, if A is an array, you can write sort A plus n, and your array A will be sorted in using the most optimal approach. So that's what STLs can do. So this problem I have already only added. So if you've got 50 points in this question, then it is fine. Okay, you were supposed to get 50 points only if you don't know programming. But if you know programming, then you know that in STL we have a sort function. You don't have to write anything. You just pass the array and the size of the array A plus n. Okay, we'll see how sort works internally. So it will use the most optimal algorithm by itself, and it will sort the array A. So this array will become this array in n log n time. You don't have to write anything. So in competitive programming you have to be quick. Okay, you have to use STLs effectively. Okay, so what sorting can do in this problem? So for any integer a, so you have to write the minimum value of a minus b ka absolute value. Okay, where a is some integer in this array and b is some other integer in this array. You have to do this. So for any integer a in this array, so this subtraction can be minimum for so let's say a is minus 2, or let's say a is 2. So the value of a minus b, the value of absolute value of a minus b will be lesser for 2 and 3 and 2 and 0 as compared to 2 and 7 and 2 and minus 2. Okay, so whenever you are trying to do a minus b ka absolute value, the absolute value of a minus b, and when let's say this 2 is a, okay, then a minus b mod will be lesser for the closed values, okay. Whenever you do sorting, the values closer to that particular value come to this side and this side, okay, and the values present at far points will be more greater, okay. So the difference between 2 and 3 will be lesser than the difference between 2 and 7, and whatever comes after that, the difference between 2 and 13 will be even more, okay. So the difference will be minimum for the close pairs now. So difference will be minimum for the closest pairs now, okay. For this value 2, the difference can be minimum for 0 and 3 only, okay. You cannot have like 2 minus 7 is less than 2 minus 3 absolute value, okay. So whenever you sort an array, the absolute difference, the minimum absolute difference pairs always comes near the particular integer, okay. So this is a property of sorting. So this is easy to see, okay, because 2 minus 7 cannot be less than 2 minus 3, right? So now the problem reduces to contiguous pairs. You just have to see the contiguous pairs only, okay. You need not see any other pair. Why? Because minus 2 13, you don't want to see minus 2 and 13, because their difference will be greater than the difference between minus 2 and 0. If the difference between minus 2 and 0 is minimum, then the difference of minus 2 and 13 cannot be minimum. So all the pairs with small values of a minus b mod are contiguous now, okay. I hope you got my point. All the pairs with small values of a minus b mod are adjacent in this array now after sorting, okay. So now you just have to check the contiguous pairs, and the number of contiguous pairs, which means pairs which are adjacent in this array, are order n only in an array, okay. So for an array of size n, you will have n minus 1 adjacent pairs, one starting at, so if an array is like this, indexes, I am writing indices here for the array which is of size n. So first pair of integers can be 0 1, then 1 2, then 2 3, then 3 4, and so on. So you will have n minus 1 such pairs. You just have to take the minimum of these pairs only. Okay. So what happens? Firstly, you are sorting this array in order n log n time. Then in order n, you are just seeing the adjacent pairs. So overall the complexity will remain n log n only, because n log n is greater than order n. Okay. And n log n operations are allowed. When n is 10 to the power 5, what will be the value of n log n? So log n generally is very small, okay. So log n is kind of magic, okay. Why? Because when n is 10 to the power 5, what is log n? Log to the base 2 10 to the power 5. It is 5 times log 10 to the base 2. Okay, and this value is between 3 and 4. Okay, let's say it is 4 in worst case. Then this value is less than or equal to less than 20. Okay, this value will be less than 20. So log of this big number is less than 20. So this will be like 20 times 10 to the power 5. These many operations you can do. 2 times 10 to the power 6. Okay, so log n is like magic. Okay, you can always think of like this. Okay, so log n is very small. So actually square root n is very big as compared to log n, very big. So you have to keep these things in mind. Okay, so this is very big. So for 10 to the power 5, this number is greater than 100, right? This number is greater than 100 because 100 square is 10 to the power 4 and we have 10 to the power 5. It is very much greater than 100, but log n is less than 20. Okay, so I hope this problem is clear now. So I am just showing you one of the solutions. Okay, so this guy has done something amazing actually. So he has dynamically created an array using pointer. So using new, you need not do this. Actually in C++ what happens is you can create dynamic arrays like this only. Okay, I know that you don't know the value of n at compile time, but if you write int a n, then it's also fine. Okay, so this is also fine, but yeah, you can do this also. This is amazing. I mean, yeah, he has used new very effectively. So if you are in this meet, then you should just say hi so that everyone knows. Okay. Yeah, so this is same. Okay, so yeah, he has inputted this array basically and then sorted the array. So yeah, this is only sorting. Okay, you don't have to write any algorithm, merge sort, heap sort, anything. Just write sort a plus n. It will sort the array a in n log n time. Okay, then initialize the value of minimum to some very large number or the first value. Okay, then start the loop with the second value and see the contiguous pairs. So I'll enable this code. I'll open this code for everyone to see. You can see this particular code, and if you don't understand the code he has written, then you can write in the chat box, so I'll understand that again. So what happens is we have already exceeded the time limit for this meet. So actually we try to keep the meets shorter than 1 hour. Okay, you cannot concentrate for more than 1 hour in an online meet. Even it is difficult for me. Okay, so the plan was to finish the entire practice test 3, but yeah, it was nice to have an interactive session. So we'll stop the meet for now. We'll continue this meet. So we'll have part 2 for the discussion either today evening or tomorrow morning. Okay, either today evening or tomorrow morning we'll do this. We'll continue the discussion to practice contest 3. Okay, so we have discussed 3 problems or more, I guess. Yeah, we only discussed 3 problems. Okay, but it's fine. You came to know about 3 or 4 new concepts. So we are left with 4 problems, 3 in this contest and 1 from practice contest 2. So we'll discuss these 4 problems in another meet. So either it will happen today in evening or tomorrow morning. Okay, so meanwhile, if you have any doubt in these 3 problems, you can ask, otherwise we'll close this meet. Okay, so CodeFlap, it is simple. You are generating this this array dynamically, which means if this memory will be allocated from heap, okay, or the free store. In C++, when you use new, the memory is allocated from free store dynamically at runtime. Okay, so I have told this thing. You can watch the lecture again. Just see the lecture of dynamic memory allocation in C++. Okay, so what type of sort? Actually it uses a combination of quick sort and merge sort. I tried to see the code which is written in the STL. So it just check for a few conditions first, if the array is already sorted, and do some optimization. So it tries to do it less than n log n sometimes. So if the array is already possessing some properties, it can be sorted in order n time, then it will try to do that. And then if it doesn't, then it will try to use quick sort or something like that. Okay, but it will use the most optimal way for an array. Okay, so yeah, this is about this. So we'll continue this meet. Okay, and for those who were asking about so yeah, this Everest 2.0 has launched, is going to launch today. So this is okay, this is a competitive programming batch. So this batch is going to launch today. You just need to buy 1 subscription for Unacademy competitive programming, and you'll get access to all the batches. For if you're taking one year subscription, then you can watch all the videos, all the batches that will come in that 1 year. You can watch the previously started batches as well. Okay, so this batch is going live today. It will have 3 separate tracks: C++, Python and Java. Each and every problem will be solved in all the 3 languages. Okay, so these are some of the educators, those who will be teaching. So we will soon have Zoom calls with every one of them, so that you can know them more. But you can see their profiles right now, that all of them have an amazing CodeChef and CodeForces account. They are all 7-star coders on CodeChef. Okay, and by now I think you know the importance of being a 7-star coder on CodeChef. They are ICPC World finalists and have been working for top product based companies, okay, for many years. So if you are watching me for the first time, I am Bansal. I secured All India second rank in GATE Computer Science 2019 and All India 39th rank in ACM ICPC 2019, and I'll be teaching competitive programming, C++, data structures, algorithms on this YouTube channel and on Unacademy as well. Okay, so you can subscribe, follow me and Ravi sir on Unacademy. So we'll soon start special classes. I'll let you know about that. We'll be solving puzzles and aptitude problems in that. Okay. And if you want to, so you can try the 1 month subscription also. Okay, if you just want to see how the platform works, who are the educators, and so here we have a package for 1 month also. Okay, and for any package the cost will be higher. If you use this code JCP, then you'll get a 10% off, and then this discounted price will get. Okay, fine. So I'll let you know that when the second meet for this discussion will happen. Okay, just keep checking the YouTube page. I'll create a Telegram group as well. There will post the things from now on. Okay, bye.